yourself at home, but I get it. Got to stay very aware, especially if you're going to live here in Colorado. Let's talk about satellite and radar. We have a system coming through the Pacific Northwest that is yielding some strong winds and certainly some rain reaching the surface along Interstate 5 and areas east of Seattle, picking up on some decent moisture. We've had a few showers and thunderstorms here across extreme southern Colorado from a moist southwesterly flow coming in across Trinidad, producing a few lightning strikes there, but most of this is not going to contain or yield any widespread rain for us this evening. The system that is moving across the Pacific Northwest has some very strong winds associated with it that will continue to increase our winds as it gets closer to Colorado by Tuesday. You'll notice that area of low pressure moving onshore across Seattle and areas into northern Utah and northern sections of Idaho on Tuesday will increase our west-southwesterly winds, which just really spells the recipe for high fire danger for us here locally over the next couple of days until that area of low pressure gets a little closer, which really won't be until Thursday, giving us a better chance of storms. Right now, red flag warnings are in effect until 8 o'clock this evening across the eastern plains. That's due to strong winds, low relative humidity levels, and obviously very warm temperatures. Our southerly flow is very strong across parts of Lamar right now. 40 to 50 mile per hour gusts. These winds will continue to increase across the eastern plains overnight tonight. So it's not going to be one of those evenings where the winds are going to taper off after sunset. We're going to continue to feel those strong winds mainly along and east of I-25 this evening, especially closer to the border here between Kansas and Colorado. So secure those outdoor items before bed. Still will be a little breezy for us in the Pikes Peak region as you're waking up tomorrow morning around 7 a.m. But the stronger winds will be region-wide between 11 a.m. and 4 p.m. for tomorrow. And yet again, red flag warnings will be in place. So we're going to kind of rinse and repeat the forecast for Tuesday. Still going to be a very warm day, but the winds are going to be just a touch stronger across most of the area, and red flag warnings still in effect, which means that high fire danger, which no outdoor burning, flames, anything of that nature, and always be mindful if you're a smoker, cigarette butts, throwing those things out the window. I know it sounds like common sense. A lot of times I get mean emails when I say those kinds of things, but look, if you've been through a wildfire here in Colorado, you don't take it lightly, especially with drought-stricken conditions across the area and strong winds. It can happen very quickly, as many of you know. Temperatures close to 100 degrees across Lamar, La Junta for Tuesday. A few general thunderstorms west of I-25. This graphic kind of makes you feel like it could be region-wide, but this is really just where our dynamics are favorable for some isolated storms tomorrow, but most locations are going to stay dry. We're certainly going to start off dry tomorrow morning and notice a few little isolated storms popping up mainly across the high country, but our surface is still going to be very dry. So most of what you're looking at here east of I-25, those rain showers will likely not materialize in terms of reaching the surface, but areas across the high country, across Taylor County, areas across western Fremont County and the Sangre de Cristos, you're going to notice that increase in cloud cover tomorrow, a few lightning strikes and some isolated storms between about 4 and 7 p.m. Notice on Wednesday, we still have that west-southwesterly flow, which means we're going to continue to stay very warm and very dry with temperatures in the upper 90s to low 100s across the eastern plains and certainly across the Pikes Peak region well into the 90s across Colorado Springs. So we will continue with a very warm and dry pattern for the first half of this week, and not much happening here for Wednesday either. Thursday, our percentages start to increase region-wide, especially here for Woodland Park. Our temperatures taper off and relax just a bit, and they continue really into the upper 60s for Woodland Park for highs this weekend, which will be a nice change of pace, a little closer to seasonal. Our temperatures starts to really taper off there into the low 90s for Thursday, and Canyon City into the upper 80s. So Colorado Springs mostly dry Tuesday and Wednesday, better chance of storms on Thursday. We'll be right back.
Order. All rise.
If you live in the Woodland Park, Florissant, and Lake George areas and watch KRDO 13 with an antenna,